Hold it.
Wait. And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to today's broadcast, live from the rinks in Hauppauge, New York, between the Stony Brook Seawolves and the Syracuse Orange. Mike Calandra back and ready to bring you the action alongside my good pal Trevor Magnani. And to catch you all up to speed, ladies and gentlemen, it was a chaotic, wild night of hockey, to say the least.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a tight one. It was everything we thought it was going to be from start to finish. A tight game, an overtime finish, and unfortunately for the Seawolves, they came up short last night, and the Syracuse Orange played in a fantastic overtime period and got the best of the Seawolves last night.
Sam Hutchinson provided the game-winning goal, scoring a pair in total last night in Syracuse's big victory over the Seawolves. And now Stony Brook can look forward to the next matchup here today. And as they say in showbiz, next man up. That's why they got Scott Barnico taking the reins over for Steven Regginato, who performed outstandingly despite taking home the loss last night.
Absolutely, and Barnico comes in here as kind of the Seawolves ace here, hopefully giving the Seawolves a strong backline to build from tonight. So we'll see how the Seawolves come out tonight here. The game plan is pretty obvious. Keep the pressure on early and often on these Syracuse Orange. And for Syracuse, they haven't done well in the follow-up games against Stony Brook. They did not fare well against the Seawolves in the second matchup back up in Syracuse. And for them, it's about keeping the pressure on and playing a full weekend against the Seawolves.
And most importantly for Stony Brook, if they want to win this game and match up the series here today, they got to execute on the power play. They had numerous chances over the course of last night, but did not put a single one in the back of the net. So how do you bounce back from that against a team like Syracuse?
I think the only people happy about last night's power play performance were the folks paying for the ad space for the power plays. And if you're the Seawolves, you want to look at what you were doing last night, build on what was working, and try to read that Syracuse defense a little bit better as you're breaking into the zone. Stony Brook was finding a lot of success just walking the puck into the zone, and they were really struggling when they were trying to make these complicated blue line passes and trying to get something really fancy going on in the high end of the zone. They'll just get turned over and lead to a Syracuse opportunity the other way. Multiple times during the Stony Brook power plays, Syracuse was getting some good looks on the other side. So we're hoping, at least for the Seawolves, that they're being more cognizant of that, getting the puck in, working the puck deep, and working the cycle from there on the power play.
We talked about this off the air, how perhaps the way how the game was played last night, it was just, a long time since the two teams met, and now today there's that familiarity, and you can kind of sense a different tempo that could be provided here. Just based on the starters for Stony Brook, you got Nate Legret centering alongside Thomas Liebel. Those two always aggressive on the forecheck alongside Hudson DiNapoli.
You know right away what Stony Brook's trying to go for on this opening faceoff here in the opening shifts here. They want to bring some pressure. They want to bring some checking, something that was really missing from the game until about probably just say like 3/4 of the way through the first period. The first big checks weren't really getting thrown until the game was well underway. So I think maybe you tell Liebel to get out there and hit somebody, and you get the energy going a little bit earlier.
We did see that check he threw against one of the Syracuse players late in the third period that really, really got the bench up and alive. So you have to wonder if that played into effect of Chris Garofalo, giving him.
That's the thing is there are a few things that can get a team going. You can have a goal, you can have a big check, you can have a fight. Now, in that order, I mean, you want the goal first, but if you can't get the goal, you get a good check. You can't get a good check, you fight.
Hey, you have to wonder if Stony Brook's going to take.
And I'm not necessarily saying dropping the gloves.
Oh yeah.
I'm saying you want to get in there. You want to mix it up a little bit. Try to get a scrum going. Try to get something going here.
We'll have to see if Stony Brook may be taking some inspiration from last night's Team Canada versus Team USA game, because right off the bat, you got the Syracuse. We were listening to them beforehand. They got the Freebird song going. That's Team USA's goal song. So you can kind of sense.
I know that was the goal song for the juniors. Is that the goal song for?
It's also Team USA. Yeah, they continued on with that theme, and we will continue on with the theme of great hockey here on the islands. Just about a little over 9 minutes left in our pre-game before we drop the puck here on this Sunday afternoon. So, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to stick around. More Stony Brook Seawolves hockey right around the corner right here on YouTube.
At Stony Brook Medicine, our gastroenterologists perform a groundbreaking procedure that restores the ability to eat, so Kevin can enjoy dining out again. Our kidney transplant team has one of the fastest transplant rates in the nation, so Pat can spend time doing what she loves. Our skilled surgeons perform robotic-assisted surgery for colon cancer, so Chris can get back to reeling them in sooner. Leading the way to make your life stronger. We are Stony Brook Medicine. All we do is all for you.
And welcome back to the rinks in Hauppauge, New York, where the Stony Brook Seawolves will be taking on the Syracuse Orange. Trevor Mignani here with Mike Calandra here. We're just seconds away from the teams taking the ice here for what is going to be an incredible second game of a two-game set.
Absolutely, and there you see the referees taking the ice first, followed by the Seawolves. Scott Barnico leading the cavalry onto the ice. As I alluded to at the top of the broadcast, he is taking over the reins in goal for today's matchup, while Syracuse keeps AJ Finta in position for today as he looks to pick up the sweep here on this Sunday afternoon. And we'll get a chance to meet the starting lineups for both squads in just a few moments, with the pregame festivities about to kick off imminently.
Indeed, we'll throw it down here to public address announcer Leon Bassett here for starting lineups in just a moment here. Refs getting the nets set. Lights coming down off the boards. Rinks doesn't let us do permanent installs for the lighting, so every day, every home game, they got to come down. And we have special guests today. We got Wolfie in the house. Now, without further ado, Leon Bassett.
This is a starting line for the game between the Syracuse Orange and the Stony Brook Seawolves. The starters for Syracuse: number 14, Jake Brown; number 23, Connie Chestnut; number 15, Brock Alves; number 26, Sam Fletcherson; number 8, Ryan Thomas; and in goal, number 40, AJ Finta. And here's your Stony Brook Seawolves! On defense, number 24, Dylan Kowalski. His defensive partner, number 73, Jackson Haskins. The left winger, number 71, Thomas Limo. The center, number 19, Hudson DiNapoli. The right winger, number 48, Nate Ray. And in goal, number 1, Scott Barnico. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time it is for everyone to please rise for the singing of our national anthem, which will be performed by Tori Kramer.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
An excellent rendition of the national anthem, and that concludes the pregame.
Yes, it does. Job well done from one of our many multi-talented ice crew members here at Stony Brook University.
Absolutely. Wolfie's ready to wind the siren as we get ready to drop the puck here.
Scott Barnico coming into the matchup here today. His 16th appearance this season, looking to go home with win number 7 as he is ready for a big challenge here today against the Syracuse Orange. And they will be looking to AJ Finta to try to complete the sweep here in enemy territory. Finta had his work cut out for him last night. Robbed Thomas Liebold in a huge way late in the contest last night that capped off the big win for Syracuse. And here is the man that scored the game winner for them. Taking the draw, Sam Hutchinson. We are underway, and immediately the physicality being felt early as Stony Brook tries to take over in center. Instead, it's Syracuse getting in the zone, and the first hit of the night laid by Liebold on Hutchinson as Finta gets a touch on that. Legretz.
I think that's got to be at least 4 checks tonight so far. We're you missed a few over here.
We talked about it at the top of the broadcast.
And there's another.
These guys are coming out swinging as this one is sent in front, pushed aside by Barnico. Chance in the slot missing for Syracuse. Stony Brook able to dig it out and push up ahead. Here come the Seawolves. Blasting in, Tizarro held off. He scored last night, the tying goal. Valenti with chance denied. Rebound, it stays loose for a moment as Syracuse tries to take over in a dangerous area as the puck continues to bounce around towards the net. Syracuse, though, able to force it out as Tizarro feeds it back over to Valenti. Valenti gonna angle it ahead. And he's going to detour to the bench, but Stony Brook remains in the zone, staying on the gas. Kyle Smith trying to get his first licks of the contest. Now it's William Cormanic handling business with a toss in deep. Malik giving chase as Rugg dumps it away along the boards. Syracuse able to take it over again. Here's Cato. Sean Cato with a long toss. That's going to send another man for Syracuse chasing in there. Trezera finds Cormanic. Here's Cormanic. Switching gears, firing, save, Finta, it stays loose! As he sprawls around in the crease, Stony Brook keeps the possession alive in the zone.
Now, one of the things that Stony Brook has to be aware of is those rebounds in front of Finta. Not many yesterday, but that was the first big one.
Here is Gargurovich. Clearing it out, and here's McCormack in, save Barnico. Rebound pushed away from the goal mouth, but the play continues behind the goal as Gargurovich is entangled there with Kowalski. As Stony Brook clears it out, this should roll in for icing, and it does.
So far, a very different start of the game than what we had yesterday, where yesterday was a little bit more skill focused, a little more passing focused, a little more speed focused. Tonight, it's all about lane checks. I think both teams a little energized last night after probably catching the highlights from the Four Nations face-off matchup between USA and Canada. We alluded to the Freebird playing in front of the Syracuse locker room. Both teams are jazzed to throw some bodies tonight.
This one gets denied there. Hutchinson couldn't get a hold of the rebound cleanly as Stony Brook tries to forge out of the zone. Justin Nakagawa with the boom. As he laid the hit on the captain. Here's Nakagawa. What a play there. Kozicki hit the outside of the cage, however. And that physicality playing a big role here early on as Stony Brook staying very aggressive with their chances on the forecheck. Haskins bumps his man against the boards. Hutchinson coming out for support.
Yeah, Hutchinson took a free hand to the back of his head. And Stony Brook's going to go in the retaliation on this one.
Syracuse, if you can recall, last night they didn't have didn't fare well on the power play as they went 0 for 3. So here they are going up a man early as Haskins will sit for 2 minutes.
Roughing the call, a retaliatory penalty, and might be setting the pace here for what this game's going to look like.
One to the back by Syracuse. Shot from the top, blocked away by Barnico. Here's Brock Alvers. Couldn't connect there with his man in front. That was Cook as Carter Rugg will race back to grab it. Hudson D. Napoli and Thomas Liebold on the offense here for the penalty kill. As Rugg moves right in. Watch out for him as he can be automatic as that chance denied. By Barnico, rebound stays loose for a moment. Rugg is now going to take over once again. Feeds it back to the point. Thomas. Here's Alvers. Alvers steps into one. Blocked there. Cook. Able to connect with Alvers. Thomas staying at the top. Gaffney with a chance. And that one may have slipped off the bar. I'm not entirely sure. But it remains in a zone. Another chance denied, undoubtedly, that time by Barnico as Liebold throws the hammer. Rugg on the boards, 55 to go on the power play. In tight, Cook's chance swallowed up by Barnico, and we'll have another draw.
Syracuse not happy with the check that happened there, and ref saying, that looked clean to me.
This will bring out a new line intact for Syracuse, led by McCormick, who had an early goal-scoring chance just a few moments back. He'll look to pot one home here in the late moments on power play. Kozicki with a potential play here. Puts on the brakes, looking for an open man. Tried to connect with Puccia to no avail as Puccia tries to take over once again. Instead now it's Syracuse with the control of the possession.
That's a good look there.
Certainly is. Hutchinson and McCormick try to set something up. Trezera, though, thinks otherwise. Chesner, McCormick, denied there by Barnico. 15 seconds to go on the power play. It's another chance, and that gets blocked by Barnico. Stony Brook able to clear it out. High stick called to wash out the play with 2 seconds remaining on the Haskins penalty.
And fortunately, with 2 seconds to go on that power play, it's going to be a face-off deep in the Syracuse zone, I think.
I believe so, yes, by all indications.
Referee's pointing deep, so if it was in the offensive zone, it would come outside. I think if it's in the neutral, it goes deep. Again, happy to be corrected.
Stony Brook, the beneficiary of this face-off draw, as they will get the returning man in Haskins back on the ice, and we're back to 5 aside. Cook able to connect with Gargurovich, who had trouble leading it forward there. Now is Skameka taking over. Alex Skameka driving hard to the net. He's stopped. Rebound. A.J. Pinta may have gotten a pad on that.
I think he did, and he had 2 great saves there.
Syracuse trying to exact some energy here on the offense on behalf of their heroic netminder, Finta, who has just been delivering flashy saves upon flashy stops and moments as that chance gets denied by miss for Finta against Stepney. Carter Rugg pirouettes away from pressure as one man got dumped behind the play, no call. Connor Gaffney gets a step past Haskins. One player's stick.
That's a errant Syracuse stick they pushed off to the side.
Meanwhile, play
hand pass there.
continues in the zone. Whistle blown for a hand pass. And the face-off draw will stay inside Stony Brook zone if I am correct.
No, come outside. Syracuse hand pass.
All right.
So So Coach Garofalo trying to get a comment into one of the officials there about one of the checks that was laid there by Syracuse, and you see the referees just shaking their heads saying, nah, not calling it.
Almost an omen, if you could say, for the Wiebold hit that wasn't called beforehand.
Well, definitely a few tonight that were definitely right on the line of what could or could not be called tonight. So, yeah, both sides of the table. So we'll see how this game develops, see if it gets a little chippy or it stays above board.
Jake Gusevich turns that one off the boards and out of harm's way. But Brett looking to hunt it away from Syracuse once again as this one is knifed in deep. Giving DiNapoli chase, and DiNapoli throws the body there. Syracuse giving it right back. Legret able to come up with the possession, couldn't connect cleanly there with Gusevich down low. Now Valenti pitches over to keep it in the zone. Another chance in front, denied by Finta, and DiNapoli makes his presence felt inside the crease. Finta took a swipe there, and that's what you got to do if you're Stony Brook.
That's exactly right. They let Finta, I mean, not to say this isn't a mean way or anything, but they let Finta get off pretty clean yesterday. So I think that's kind of the game plan today, is try to get into Finta's head a little bit, try to make some noise in front of him, make him feel a little less comfortable out there.
I'll use a baseball analogy in this case. If a hitter is performing outstandingly,
you want to back him off the plate.
Exactly. You got to give him some sweet chin music.
Yeah, I think the analogy hits home here, and I think that's exactly what Stony Brook's trying to do here. Even if it's like not something you want to stand there, you want to put some presence there.
So Stony Brook, the faceoff draw in the zone. Valenti with a screaming drive, missing wide as Syracuse tries to break out the other way. Valenti cautiously getting back, trying to deteriorate the momentum of the Orange, as that's Brock Alvers making his presence felt in the zone, coming up with a steal there, knocking his man to the ice. That was Malik, as the Orange continue to keep the possession in the zone. Trezera putting on the brakes, finding Valenti. Valenti gets ran over by the captain Hutchinson in the corner. Smith trying to steal it away here as Stony Brook finds themselves in a difficult situation escaping the zone. Syracuse still keeping it alive near the corner as Cormatic lifts it out, not fully out, but got it out of that location. Now the foul looms on the other side. Cormatic trying to help out. Late man, McCormick missed wide. He came out of nowhere with the cannon as this chance continues to be played here for Syracuse.
Good offensive zone pressure here from the Orange.
McCormick controlling. McCormick delivers it back, but couldn't keep it in the zone there that time as Chesner will race back in quickly. Feeds it to McCormick, and that chance denied by Barnico. And the hits continue to elevate here in the first, as this is not going to be touched up for icing. Nakagawa going to try to hunt it away. It's going to be instead knocked out of play.
We'll go off the glass and out of play here. Syracuse will get a change as well. And Stony Brook in a little bit of a struggling situation here in their own end, and they're able to successfully get the puck out of the zone. They got to be a little more careful to just try to get those pucks out of the zone and getting stuck at the blue line by the Syracuse D.
Jackson Haskins on the ice. It's his first appearance since taking the penalty, as he did briefly come out of the box, but not for long when he was out on the ice. The puck is played along the boards here in the zone. Stony Brook trying to get something to go here. They've instilled a big message in this contest thus far, with the physicality playing a vital role in this first period as Nakagawa works his way in front, scores! Wow!
And Nakagawa there comes out, walks it into the slot, and just puts it home. The Seals up 1-0 here on an absolute beauty there, catching Finta leaning left, and he was going right.
Precision stick handling by Nakagawa as he fires home his 12th goal of the season with 10:27 to go here in the first. A big early lead for Stony Brook. And they're hungry for another chance. Denied by Finta. Got the glove up in time there in that moment. As DeZaro gets challenged in the zone. Newman finds space. Newman looking to deliver it across. Couldn't do it that time as Kowalski has to collect. Newman trying to forge back the other way. Another collision ensues as Newman and the Seawolves continue to instill the physicality against Syracuse. Now it's DeZaro. Skameka and DeZaro nearly colliding into each other as Syracuse is able to force it out of harm's way. Thomas against Nestepny there. Skameka led DeZaro in. DeZaro finds Cormanic. Cormanic in front, almost connecting on the far wing to Skameka. Skameka able to take over again with a chance. Glove save Finta to stop play.
Well, it was going a little bit wide there, but that was a great break in there for the Seawolves there. Protect the puck, make the drop pass, and start establishing pressure. And with that, we're
Finta taking a moment here.
Yeah, Finta with a couple really big saves here. And I know yesterday he had that helmet issue that caused a bit of a delay. Looks like he's good to go.
William Cormanic, the big muscle on this line as that chance gets stopped by Finta. Gusevic couldn't get a hold of the rebound cleanly as Syracuse breaks out the other way. Here come the Orange with chance. Glove save Barnico, and the face-off draw will once again reside in Stony Brook zone. As Syracuse got their licks in that chance. 9:02 to go, shots on goal, 10-9 Syracuse. Although Stony Brook has the lead on the goal by Nakagawa. Cormanic will be kicked out here of the draw for Gusevic, and ref says not so fast, so they'll do it again.
Looks like just a lack of communication there from the officiating staff.
Game 27 for, or game 28 for
I think there might be a
Cormanic.
delay game here. We'll see. I think Stony Brook's going to get called here. Stony Brook's going to get called for delay game here on the faceoff.
Chris Garofalo visibly upset by the call. And we'll see who they put in the box to serve the 2-minute penalty.
Yeah, I think we're going to see, this is one of those calls where I don't think they were fair in the swap procedure.
So Christian Malik evidently will take a seat in the sin bin to serve the team bench minor.
But expect to see, I mean, there you go. You got protocol breaking right there. No whistle, no stoppage. They're more than happy with that. Nakagawa puts his man into the Seawolves bench.
Justin Nakagawa is a man on a mission here today. Has a goal, and he's had a couple big hits thus far in this first period alone. Second power play commences for the Orange. And here's Carter Rugg, who picked up a big assist last night. As Thomas walks in, misses wide on that try, and inadvertently takes Syracuse out of the zone, but not far enough as Rugg moves right back in, drops in the trailer. Syracuse working quickly as they get close to the goal. Rugg controlling. Stony Brook not giving up without a fight. Rugg keeping it in the zone. Got it over to the other side. Thomas controlling, delaying. Thomas feeds it down low. A lot of space open here for Syracuse. Big drive blocked away off the glove of Barnico And that'll stop the clock.
Wouldn't be surprised to see Stony Brook try to get a little pointing out of Syracuse jumping in on the faceoffs, try to see if they can kind of leverage what was kind of a pretty suspect call to begin with to their advantage. But
50 seconds to go on the penalty. Syracuse, one man falling to the ice now, has to recollect their stick as Stony Brook comes up with a big clear. 40 seconds to go on the 5-on-4.
Syracuse getting a lot of exterior opportunities in the Stony Brook zone, but nothing really connecting in the high danger zones.
Watch out, good play there. Cormanek impeding Syracuse's momentum to get through center, leading to another clear. 20 seconds now remain on the clock for Syracuse's power play. McCormick looking to find a lane to bust through, slams on the brakes, trying to set something up. Great pressure instilled there by Stony Brook, keeping Syracuse at bay.
It's looking a lot like the Stony Brook power play last night, where they're unable to really walk through, and that's offsides, and that'll be a killed power play for the Seawolves.
Human error on the part of the captain as Stony
He saw it
Brook,
and knew it and couldn't stop himself in time.
Stony Brook, an admirable job killing off both penalties in this contest so far. As Stony Brook tries to use this to their own advantage, as keep the momentum going as they lead 1-0. Skameka colliding with his man in front there. Here's Trezera. Got that one back in the zone. Syracuse trying to break out the other way. Not much done there that time as Finta, now the Orange trying to break out quickly and cleanly. Emery can't do that. Cesaro with the steal there on the human error by Emery. Kowalski. Kormanek trying to bust through, couldn't pull the trigger that time. Great pressure done there that time from Syracuse. Orange, though, finding themselves having to start from the back end. Meanwhile, Stony Brook with new reinforcements back on the ice. The Orange trying to fight away and push ahead, but to no avail. As Christian Bala gets through two bodies. Dealt it to Smith. Kyle Smith dropping in the trailer. Blindly to Haskins, who had to cruise on over to get a hold of the possession. As Syracuse, once again, finding themselves behind the goal. Good pressure being instilled there from Stony Brook's Kozicki.
Kozicki read that perfectly behind the Syracuse net, laid the check, and got the puck.
Haskins holding his man off, and this leads to a chance, and misses wide, rushing in, keeping it in the zone. Trezera as he came flying off the bench and into the play. Smith in front. High slot chance missing for Kozicki. Stony Brook still aggressive in the zone as that chance misses for this Kozicki once again. Final 5 minutes of play here in the first. The aggressiveness still showing from the Seawolves.
It's tough to see how much energy these guys have in the second period.
Kozicki with the curl and drag attempt, couldn't get by his man, and it leads to this chance. 2-on-2, Syracuse, Gaffney, save, rebound, Gaffney
Off the post.
Cato misses wide from the trailer, net off its moorings, a close call for Scott Barnico.
Puck goes completely out of the zone, and unfortunately for the Seawolves, because Barnico knocked the net off, which could have probably been knocked on by a linesman pretty easily.
4.5 remaining in the opening frame, and Syracuse just inches from tying the game up on that latest try from no other than Gaffney. In front, shot blocked by Barnico. And
I think Haskins got it off his knee there, sent it flying up.
And Haskins does not appear to be hurt based on the protection.
That's why you wear the pads.
Exactly. 4.5 to go in the first. Face-off draw residing once again in Stony Brook zone. A lot of heavy artillery on the ice for the Orange. Alvers from the top. got the shot off but couldn't make its way through traffic. As Stony Brook clears it out of the zone. No icing here. Hudson D. Napoli with a heavy check in the corner on Cato. Legret wrestling against his man as Stepney tries to set something up from the top. Moves down low. Couldn't connect with either one in front as Stony Brook will fire it back in. To Napoli off to the bench. Back out to the ice. Cormatic. Legret just missed a big hit in the corner as Hutchinson tries to take over once again. Valenti, watch out. Targeted there that time by Hutchinson. As Stepney connects with Cormatic. Cormatic trying to fly in with a chance. That gets blocked. Nice play that time by Chesner to deny Cormatic. Puccia giving chase as Stony Brook continues to keep it alive in the zone, but not before Chesner and Syracuse burst right back up ahead. Great pressure there from Syracuse, but Trezera impeding the chance. Gargurovich giving chase once again. Kowalski holding his own in the back end. Trezera clears it out. That's going to be touched up for icing, no doubt.
Indeed. Stony Brook playing the physical game very well today. They're forcing Syracuse to respond in that regard, which is causing Syracuse to try to throw some suboptimal checks. And you can see it in the offensive zone pressure. Syracuse is trying to react to what Stony Brook is doing, whereas when Stony Brook's in the Syracuse zone, they're hammering the defense. They're forcing them to make decisions that they sometimes might not want to make on their own.
There's McCormick set to take the draw again. Gargurovich smushed to the ice there by Trezera. And Stony Brook breaks out through center. Here they come, the Seawolves. Legret putting on the brakes, sending it down low, looking for Gusevich, who slides out of control at the expense of the pressure being given to him from the Orange's Skolnick. As Gargurovich and Syracuse try to take over once again. Stony Brook keeping them at bay. Newman giving chase, going up against Skolnick, roughing him up in the corner. DeZaro's chance right into the breadbasket of Finta.
A great effort there from Newman there. Take the hit, make the play, get the puck to the front of the net. Syracuse definitely doing a great job keeping the opportunities to the outside for the Seawolves. The time they were successful when Nakagawa was able to just walk it into the slot and take the shot. And you can tell when they're in their defensive zone posture, nothing is getting in there.
Cormatic back out on the ice, trying to deliver the goods here. Waiting the first. It nearly popped loose for Cormatic to drive home the rebound there, but Finta held up.
Yeah, one of the better opportunities of the period for the Seawolves, and as you can see, if Stony Brook's able to get men inside the slot there, inside the low slot, they're definitely getting dangerous.
This gets cleared away by Syracuse, and it leads to a chance. Gaffney trying to break ahead. Great effort by Cameron Gaffney, but to no avail. Syracuse, however, keeping the puck close to the goal. Stony Brook.
I don't know how they didn't take a penalty on that one.
Exactly, I was about to say. Haskins definitely got away with one right there. Sliding out of control, blowing a tire, Alvers. But Syracuse able to maintain the possession before Stony Brook sends it right back in. Kozicki giving chase as Carter Rugg controls it. Rugg delivers it out of the zone before Valenti sends it right back in. Kozicki. Now Emery taking over once again. Nakagawa back on the ice as Trezera floats it around the wall. Nakagawa trying to locate it, looking for his spot, but Syracuse is able to clear it out of harm's way. Gaffney sends it in deep. However, he's off to the bench as Stony Brook tries to push right back in. No icing here. Final minute of play commences in the first. The Orange attempting to break out through center cleanly. Here's Connor Chesner racing in, down the wing. Chesner feeds it in front, no one home. Hudson DiNapoli taking off the other way. Hudson DiNapoli finds Cooper Smith, couldn't lead it forward to DiNapoli. As Syracuse survives that sequence there. Half a minute to go in the first. Stony Brook looking for one last chance potentially here before the buzzer sounds. Got all the momentum on their side at this time. Play's gonna stop as that hits the ceiling off the stick of Haskins.
What a wild period so far. Stony Brook finally taking the shot on goal lead here, 13-12. And this period has just been back and forth. They had two Syracuse power plays where they got probably the lion's share of the shot on goal and goal scoring opportunities. And 5-on-5, Stony Brook has been playing extraordinarily well tonight.
You got a glimpse of it right just before with Syracuse's latest chance being negated. As Gargurovich, with 5 seconds to go, nearly put it out in front, but DiNapoli in there at the right place, right time to stop Syracuse from executing as the period expires. Stony Brook leads 1-0. The goal scored by Justin Nakagawa. First impressions after the first 20 minutes, Trevor.
Well, I mean, definitely the 5-on-5 play, Stony Brook has had the edge. The checking game is here, and they've got Syracuse more or less on their heels when the manpower is even on the ice. Syracuse, Finta has been playing a pretty good game so far. The first goal that he let up today is just a case of the defense letting Nakagawa walk in and take a snipe. So we'll see what the teams come back with here, what the adjustments are. I'm sure both teams are looking to kind of roll back and think back what they did in this period, what they didn't do in this period, and see what they can do to kind of catch the other team napping as they come out onto the ice in a little over 12 minutes from now. So
I'm going to give my prediction here how Syracuse is going to come out. They're going to bring a totally different type of energy. I can already tell. This first period, Stony Brook playing the physical role, throwing the big hits, and that paid off major dividends from them. And I think Syracuse is going to give it right back. They're going to see if they can establish that and turn the corner of the rest of the period or so.
yeah, I think we'll definitely see a bit more intensity from the Syracuse squad as they come out. But all's to be seen. And with that, we'll take our break. You should take yours too. We'll see you in about 12 minutes here for more Seawolves action here on Stony Brook Hockey on YouTube.
At Stony Brook Medicine, our gastroenterologists perform a groundbreaking procedure that restores the ability to eat, so Kevin can enjoy dining out again. Our kidney transplant team has one of the fastest transplant rates in the nation, so Pat can spend time doing what she loves. Our skilled surgeons perform robotic-assisted surgery for colon cancer, so Chris can get back to reeling them in sooner. Leading the way to make your life stronger. We are Stony Brook Medicine. All we do is all for you.
And we welcome you back, ladies and gentlemen. Stony Brook Seawolves return to the ice as the second period is going to begin momentarily after a quick, brief skate as the ice will smoothen out after the intermission. Shots on goal, 13-12, Stony Brook, as they lead 1-0 after the goal by Justin Nakagawa. We talked off the air about what we can anticipate, and I talked about Syracuse. They may come in with a different type of energy. However, Stony Brook, you're going based off the pattern of what we've seen so far between these two teams when it comes to the second of the two head-to-head matchups.
Yeah, I think Stony Brook here, they had the edge here coming out of the first period. I think for the Seawolves, it's just going to be more of the same. Keep the pressure up, keep hammering the checks home, and everything will come with time. But this Syracuse team, they've got tons of weapons on the ice. They're able to throw the body back, so I don't expect them to go down without a fight here, but I don't think the Seawolves are going to make it easy.
Another thing you pointed out when it came to Syracuse, they have a top-notch defense, always shutting down those passing lanes, saving Finta, especially when he gets into those vulnerable positions, when it seems like Stony Brook has him where they can beat him.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that Syracuse has done very well is they've been keeping the area around Finta clear. They've been absolute lockdown defense in front of Finta, and that's been helping him control rebounds and get clear vision of shots. So the Stony Brook breaking into that box is going to be a high priority for them, and trying to rattle the confidence of Finta, who's been looking pretty sharp all weekend.
I think for Stony Brook, if you want to set the tone for this period, you get a quick early goal within the first few minutes as this matchup continues. Second period underway. Thomas couldn't knife that one to an intended target as Hutchinson gives chase. Stony Brook with a cough up there as Alvers moves over to a new location to try to grab it. One player blows a tire in front, out alone, score! Snipe City, Max Hutchinson.
Goal horn erroneously going off there for Syracuse, but Syracuse there with an absolute snipe there. Right off the, he just brought across the ice there. It's very similar, almost a mirror image of Nakagawa's goal. And the first shot of the period is a goal for Syracuse.
Sam Hutchinson, the captain, his third goal of the weekend. Scored the game winner last night, just minutes into the overtime. And here in this second period, he knocks it up at 1. Stony Brook, though, trying to respond to Zarro, denied there by Finta. And for Hutchinson, he grabs his 11th of the season. This one is plopped in deep. Cameron Gaffney giving chase, trying to take over the possession, but instead it's Nestepny looking to escape. He gets by 2. Here's Kyle Nestepny finding Desaro. Far wing feed, chance! Fanned on by Skameka, who crashes into the end boards.
Skameka with a good opportunity there. Unfortunately, not able to get it all on the shot.
You have to wonder if the coat of ice is not fully ready, as that slipped easily off the blade of Skameka, in which he could have gotten a better chance.
And definitely ice a little wet over there, but maybe not enough.
Skameka, another opportunity, missing wide there, as Nestepny keeps it in the zone. Newman held up against the boards. Emery trying to help out. It's played at the top. Nestepny walking in. Nestepny firing, score! Yeah, Snipe City!
Kyle Nestepny there with an absolute laser beam. Puts it right past the Syracuse goaltender, and Finta a little flabbergasted by that one as it whizzes by him. And 2 shots on goal for the Seawolves, and the second one rings true. The goaltender's a little bit of a slow start this period.
If one can do it, so can I, says Nestepny as he pops the bottle to put Stony Brook back in the lead. His 10th of the year, coming in 2 minutes into the second period. as each team trade quick goals. As Kowalski gonna race back to grab it, or so I thought, as McCormick and Syracuse continue to make their presence felt in the zone. Kowalski trying to dig it out along the wall. Here's Emery feeding it down low. McCormick, wraparound chance, put it out in front, but no one was home. Poked away by the Seawolves. Cooper Smith couldn't send it further. Up ahead is McCormick, and now there's another man on the far wing out alone, sent wide.
Tough bouncing pass there.
Barnico able to make the save as Kowalski feeds it ahead. Justin Nakagawa slamming on the brakes. Tried to create separation to give himself a good scoring chance, but to no avail.
Didn't quite have the throttle down all the way there, and the Syracuse defender was able to get the back check in time.
Smith with a swipe in deep as he heads off to the bench. New reinforcements on the ice for the Seawolves. As Stepney fires that one in deep. As Syracuse tries to quickly move ahead. That is not going to be touched up right as they got a piece of the stick of Thomas. Thomas trying to keep it under his control as he's pressured against the boards. Now Hutchinson back in the mix. Always a dangerous presence on the ice. Cormatic crisscrossing, but offsides called against the Seawolves.
Just a little bit offsides there. Center guilty of that a few times yesterday and unable to break into the zone properly. Cormatic trying to fight his case here on the offside, but Stewart able to talk him down.
Cormatic tied up on the draw. Malik trying to step forward, but to no avail. Penalty. Stony Brook back to the box. This is their third penalty of the game. Tripping against Kyle Smith. Yes. Syracuse, we talked about another subject we talked about off the air. They've looked awfully similar to how Stony Brook's power play seemed last night and not able to execute.
Well, I mean, what is this? This is their fourth or their third tonight?
Third today, and it matches the same that they had last night. So Syracuse trying to make amends as they trail by a goal here in the second. Alvers quickly. Syracuse working down low. Alvers. He's in front. Gaffney tried to slide it up forward. Great pressure being instilled by the Orange to keep it in the zone. Double team by Stony Brook allows Syracuse to win. Open space! Gaffney's chance. Got a piece of Barnico and missed. Rugg with a drive blocked. Stony Brook can't clear it out. Rugg with a second chance. Delays. Couldn't pull the trigger. In tight. Syracuse denied, and Stony Brook comes up the clear, and how is that not a trip?
And it's a trip. They're going to call it.
They do get it.
The most delayed call in the history of calls is Cummings is going to make. He's going to raise his arm after the outrage of the stands.
And just like last night, Syracuse surrenders a power play for what seems to be an excusable.
I don't
play.
know. If they weren't going to make the call until the outrage, they should have just not made the call. If you're going to not make the call, just own it.
So with that being said, it's going to be 1 minute and 9 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey that will soon turn into a Stony Brook power play. As this is sent across, sent in front by Valenti and stopped by Finta. Actually, that was Kowalski that pulled the trigger from the point. And for Syracuse, it's one of their prominent young defensemen they can't afford to be without in Carter Rugg. So the Orange will have to do work without him. Chesner. Legret able to impede his progress as Nestepny takes over. Nestepny with a pirouette maneuver eluding his man. Nestepny looking to gallop down the wing. Here he comes. Charging up ahead. Stopped. That time as Chesner is being hounded by Kozicki. Moving it over, Legret pinned up against the boards as Syracuse once again pushes forward. Gargurovich couldn't get
There
by.
might be too many men there, and it looks like they're going to let that one go.
17 now, 15 seconds to go of 4-on-4 hockey. Stony Brook is going to get a little under a minute of power play time, brought to you by Stony Brook Orthopedic Associates. First attempt of the day on the man advantage for the Seawolves.
That'll be an abbreviated power play, but so far, one shot attempt there for the Seawolves.
Jackson Haskins starting from the back end as Kyle Smith returns to the ice after the penalty he committed. As this is angled forward, Newman has trouble controlling in the neutral zone, but Smith able to find it as Newman looks to set something up here. Smith controlling, drops it over. Newman controls again. Nick Newman. Nakagawa. Newman.
Smith
Smith.
hanging back door.
They work around the perimeter. Haskins moving over. One-timer, Skabecka in front! A pad save by Finta, nearly getting a hold of the rebound, Nakagawa, and we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Nakagawa leads it across, moving up ahead. Skabecka, but not able to do much there as Teddy Valenci gets a chance here. Sauced it over to Smith. Smith nearly colliding with Nakagawa, allows Syracuse to almost get a chance, but Stony Brook putting a stop to that. Seawolves pushing back in. Alex Skabecka taking aim at the orange. Entangled there with Thomas as Cade Cook tries to set something up the other way, and they do quickly. Von Tersch feeds it up ahead. That one canceled out by the Seawolves. Puccia looking to hound it away from Gargurovich, who's without a stick, holding Puccia off at bay.
Great defensive effort.
Gaffney opening up. Cook in front, denied by Barnico. Ooh, heavy check thrown by Gaffney, but he falls to the ice. Meanwhile, Cook remaining in the zone, down low, challenged by Valenti, as Stony Brook tries to clear out of harm's way. Through center comes Gusevich, back into familiar territory, leads it forward. Puccia can't execute there that time. Puccia controlling. Puccia working down low, trying to find the man. It's Legret now, feeding out in front. Cormack at the top, missed it wide.
Oh, he had all day to line that one up.
Cormack trying to locate it once again as the possession continues to be played in the zone before Syracuse moves back the other way. Gaffney surrenders it back to the Seawolves as he'll head off to the bench in front. Syracuse getting the chances as Stony Brook gets a wake-up call there. A dump in blocked that time as Malik continues to fight away there. Watch out, Trezera stops his man from getting by him. Stony Brook almost getting the lucky bounce in the neutral zone as Hutchinson gets a step in, tag teamed in the end boards, let out in front. A bouncing chance missing for Alvers, and the net is off its moorings as McCormick knocked it off its pegs there. And Barnico is thankful for that.
I think this one might come outside the zone. We'll see. Stony Brook player definitely knocked the Syracuse player into the net. So realistically, should be a offensive zone face-off here for the Orange. But
there are a few instances where it seemed like Syracuse was going to utilize that speed to their own advantage, get in the zone. And Stony Brook, their shutdown defense, playing a very pivotal role in canceling out those chances. Face off one to the back. Stony Brook able to push it out as Syracuse couldn't set it up quickly. Here's Haskins. Back to recollect. Let's tell that to Sam Hutchinson. Hungry for another goal. He's got 3 on the weekend as Stony Brook tries to bust up ahead. Kyle Nastepny, chance denied there. Hutchinson. Skameka with the steal. Feeds it back. Couldn't connect there with his man, the Stepney. Sends it right back in. DeZaro's going to give chase. And Skameka will too. McCormick spins it out of harm's way as Tanner Cole tries to get a piece of it. Here's Haskins moving back in the zone, slamming on the brakes before sending it down low. Newman in the corner. Entangled there with Von Tersch. Pardon me. He was entangled there with Skolnick as Gargurovich moves back up ahead. Max Gargurovich couldn't get a clear step that time as Cole slides out of control. He's entangled with Haskins as Stony Brook tries to clear out. Watch out. Justin Nakagawa got floored. He draws the penalty against Syracuse's Jake Brown. An inexcusable hit that cost Syracuse a man on the ice here.
Well, I mean, it's one of those checks. You're lining the guy up, and the puck's coming towards him, but his numbers are facing you.
Oh,
you can't do that.
And for Stony Brook, they head back to the power play after an abbreviated power play sequence just moments before, and this will be their first potential full 2 minutes of power play time, brought to you by Stony Brook Orthopedic Associates. And we say potential because we already seen Syracuse twice this weekend nullify their power play attempts based on their own human errors. So we'll see how this one plays out for the Seawolves, and if they can make it all the way through without taking a penalty here as Nakagawa sets it up. Cormatic, Nakagawa, he's in front, Kozicki scores!
And that is how you draw it up, folks. Another goal there for the Seawolves in the low slot. And Kozicki is able to put this one away on the power play, put the Seawolves up 3-1. It's a power play goal here, the first one of the weekend.
A big one for Kozicki as he bangs home his 9th of the year. A big one for him, his 5th power play goal of the season. Does it in a blink of an eye. Only took about 15 seconds or so.
16 on the clock.
Watch out. Everyone taking cover on the Syracuse bench. And now the Orange find themselves in a precarious position, trailing by 2 goals. And this is what you talked about, Trevor, that if Stony Brook can get to this position, then, well, they might have Syracuse beat.
Well, I mean, the numbers don't lie, and Stony Brook definitely played a better game 2 in the games over in Syracuse than they did a game 1. And today it's starting to look a little bit that way.
And if you can recall last season, too, when these two teams met on home ice here in Long Island, the second game also went Stony Brook's way, in which they blew out the Orange by double-digit numbers. That game you saw William Cormatic pot home 4 goals.
Yeah, so we know that this season it hasn't been that wild, but
Thomas Leibold can't get it across there. Nice diving stop that time to negate the play by Chesner. Meanwhile, Syracuse trying to respond back in the zone. Thomas controlling, spins it down low, can't connect with either man in front, and Stony Brook's going to send it right back. No icing here.
No icing. Wow.
Von Tersch racing back to collect. Now it's handled by Emery, but tell that to the hard-charging Gusevich, who impeded his zone exit. And at least the Stony Brook keeping it in the zone. Puccia, Haskins drops it down low. Gusevich. Now Puccia locates it. Trying to find an open man to no avail. Cormatic stepping in there as well. Puccia crashing in there once again. Trying to get a hold of the possession as Syracuse moves out of enemy territory and back in they come. Emery feeds it in front, couldn't connect there with either man that was providing that spot, which was Gaffney or Cook. As here's Trezera skating it up ahead. He's going to send it in deep as it bounces off the end boards. Trezera trying to find someone, drops it in the corner to Smith. Smith able to deal it over to Malik, who gets it back to the point. Haskins, hot off the bench, coming into the action, Teddy Valenti. As this is cleared out, Valenti, right place, right time to jump on top of the possession. As Syracuse tries to find a way to break out into Stony Brook zone to get themselves within the reach of the Seawolves as they trail by 2 goals now.
Probably some of the most bizarre icing, no icing calls I've seen this period.
Malik connecting with Smith, or Nestepny in this case. Nestepny having trouble squeezing past Gaffney, as Gaffney's not giving him an inch of space. By all evidence there. Malik connecting with Kyle Smith. Kyle Smith fires, save, Finta,
Loose.
rebound loose, and it's airmailed over the goal by Kozicki. That's going to stop play. Stony Brook.
I think Finta caught a piece of that one as it as it was going up. So credit where credit's due. Excellent job there in the scramble there to AJ Finta.
Stony Brook not letting off the gas. And Kozicki nearly scoring his 2nd goal of the contest.
Well, we flagged that as a key to the game here for the Seawolves, is to keep the gas pedal down and let the good things come.
Drive from the top, missing. May have gotten a piece of Finta.
That might have caught a little bit of a blocker there, but
And Stepney sending it right back in. As Syracuse tries to break out once again. Through center they come. Valenti nearly had his man lined up for a big hit. As Syracuse is back in the zone. Not much done there. As it inadvertently takes him all the way out of the zone and back to the other length of the ice. Skameka putting pressure on the Orange once again. As Syracuse tries to fly in. Stony Brook, though, keeping the Orange at bay. Kyle Nestepny with room to escape. Kyle Nestepny switching gears. Nestepny getting another step in, feeding it across. Couldn't connect there on the far wing with Newman. Back the other way, Tanner Cole. Cole feeds it ahead, just slipping off the stick of the Orange's Soltz. Anthony Soltz feeding it back in front, couldn't connect there with Cole as Stony Brook is able to survive an animated sequence.
yeah. Syracuse just throwing the puck up to the crease there, almost went off a Seawolf defenseman and into dangerous territory.
Maybe that's another strategy Stony Brook has to be cognizant about for the rest of this game. Syracuse's
Shots from any place in the ice. That's probably what the memo is.
absolutely, as Kozicki throwing the body in the zone. Here is Tanner Cole. As this one pushed in deep again. Cole trying to locate it. Rugg bounding. Carter Rugg. Pirouettes away from Nakagawa. Finds space, fires, blocked away by Barnico. And Rugg is challenged by Kowalski. Gives it right back to him. Close call there. I don't know how that wasn't a penalty as he got a stick up towards the helmet.
Yeah, I mean, they're letting them play, so as long as they're not going more than 1 or 2 hits, it seems to be the refs are leaving the whistles in their pockets.
Face-off draw, once again residing in Stony Brook zone. However, Syracuse having difficulty executing in these last few sequences in which they've had the pressure on Stony Brook. Another chance nullified as Legret was there in the right spot to intercept, and he pushes in before Syracuse puts a stop to him. Hutchinson couldn't get it far up ahead. No icing here. Stony Brook has to pull back as this is fired up ahead, but blocked by Valenti. Weebold staying on side. Valenti can't pull the trigger there. Syracuse looking to bounce back the other way. Albert sends it in off the wall. New reinforcement on the ice for the Orange. As Stony Brook tries to fly back the other way. Sent in by the Orange at the top, Jake Brown. McCormick feeds it in front, can't connect with Albers as it wildly banks off the boards. Gurovich still hunting for it. Now Valenti steps in there, couldn't clear it out. Another chance blocked away by Barnico. As Stony Brook is able to race out of the zone. Back in they come. Hudson DiNapoli sending it in deep.
Barely keeps it onside.
Kosovic throwing the body. Seawolves playing tag team, just trying to bowl over everyone in their path as we've reached the final 3 minutes of the second. More hard battling in the zone. Puccio got pushed to the ice, and play continues as we stay 5 aside. Kosovic, watch out! Heavy reverse check.
Kosovic gets some revenge there.
Jake Brown felt all the Gus bus there as that chance gets denied by Finta. Stony Brook staying aggressive. Syracuse playing great shutdown defense for the time being as this is aerialed over the net. Stony Brook still battling hard, but Syracuse able to come up with the possession. It's spun off the boards and out of the zone. Syracuse, though, cannot get past center cleanly. Chesner. We'll get a redo here, leading to a chance for the Orange. Backhand try! Scott Bartico shuts the door on the Orange, and the score remains 3-1.
Barnico there with a critical save there with a little over 2 to go here. Stony Brook was finding themselves in some defensive zone trouble here a few minutes ago. Syracuse was doing a great job of pinning the Seawolves in their own zone, and Stony Brook was forced to make some very blind passes trying to break out of the zone. You saw on the far side from the broadcast position, Syracuse was just picking the puck off as Stony Brook was attempting to clear the zone on some pretty weak passes.
Off the draw, that one couldn't be punched forward. It's lost in a tie-up. Stony Brook trying to win the possession back again, as now we have a jousting match ensuing along the boards. Syracuse keeping it in the zone. Cook got it back to the point. Chesner throws it on net. It pops out in front, but misses for the Orange. Gaffney controlling. Gaffney feeds it back to the point. Sent on over. Rugg missing the glove hand of Barnico on that latest chance. It's pushed out by Stony Brook. Paul DeZero with a step to the goal. Can't pot it home on the one-hand poke that time. A great effort from number 91. And the play continues in the zone. DeZero and the Seawolves trying to bounce back from the latest chance. That didn't go their way. Kozicki pinned up against the boards. DeZero helping out. Kozicki shielding against Cato. DeZero there to support. Final minute of play commences in the second. Shot from the top, missing wide. May have got some help in front as Malik had a stick in there. Haskins re-engaging as he tossed that one in deep. Smith trying to locate it. Kozicki there to help out. Malik down low, looking, feeds it from late man! Trezera bowled over Finta, but AJ keeps the puck from going into the net.
And Syracuse is going to be denied change here as they're the ones that forced the net off here. And AJ Finta has been the destination of multiple checks and multiple hard hits. It looks like they are going to let them do the change, so.
I have to ask, where did Joey Trezera come from to get in the perfect spot to almost score that goal?
Well, they're like I said, the Syracuse was doing a great job of locking down that low slot, and Stony Brook has been slowly finding their way in and creating some very good opportunities. And you saw it from the last 2 scoring chances there, just driving the net or just driving. They just put a body in front of that net there to create some havoc.
Stony Brook evidently has instilled all ounce of physicality in this matchup, and it's paid off major dividends thus far as they lead 3-1. Syracuse trying to get one last chance here. Not going to happen. 15 seconds to go. Stony Brook looking to respond the other way. Perhaps maybe get one last chance before the buzzer sounds in tight from point blank. Smith denied. 5 seconds to go. Malik can't get a hold of it, and time runs out. Stony Brook on top 3-1 as we head to the third period. Trevor, a totally different sight compared to the first.
I mean, statistically, if you look at the shots on goal, pretty tight here. It was a period that looked very different from start to finish. Syracuse came out on fire. They get that quick goal to start the period off. Stony Brook answers right away, and then it was essentially all Seawolves from there, just scoring chance after scoring chance. Syracuse would get their chances here and there, but the ice was looking a little lopsided that period.
Seawolves get the monkey off their back when it comes to the power play execution, thanks to James Kozicki, and now they'll have to try to hold off Syracuse the rest of the way, and it's going to be a tough challenge, that is for sure.
Absolutely. The third period is still 20 minutes to play here. We're going to take our break here. We're going to play some chuck puck here at the rinks, and we come back, the third period between the Seawolves and the Orange. You're watching Seawolves Hockey on YouTube.
At Stony Brook Medicine, our gastroenterologists perform a groundbreaking procedure that restores the ability to eat, so Kevin can enjoy dining out again. Our kidney transplant team has one of the fastest transplant rates in the nation, so Pat can spend time doing what she loves. Our skilled surgeons perform robotic-assisted surgery for colon cancer, so Chris can get back to reeling them in sooner. Leading the way to make your life stronger. We are Stony Brook Medicine. All we do is all for you.
And we welcome you back, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed your lengthy break during the intermission. We are back for the third period here at the rinks in Hauppauge, New York. Stony Brook leading 3-1. Shots on goal, very tight and close. And the same can be said for the overall matchup so far we've seen this weekend. Last night, Syracuse took home the victory by 1 goal in overtime, courtesy of Sam Hutchinson, who picked up his third goal of the weekend back in the early moments of the second. Kyle Nestepny and company providing some goals for Stony Brook. And just a lot of positive trends right now in plain sight for the Seawolves as we get closer and closer to playoff time. There's still a lot of hockey left to be played. 20 more minutes to go. And anything can happen in this period, as we've gotten to see over the course of the last couple of weeks. So many twists and turns, changes in narratives, and this third period is underway. Syracuse trying to climb back and match Stony Brook as the Seawolves have their number at this time. Here is the Orange looking to make things here for the time being. Early hit thrown by Chesner. Kowalski looking to knife it out of harm's way as Syracuse continues to put pressure on against the Seawolves as it's aerialed up ahead. No icing here as Smith takes over. Cooper Smith controlling, looking. Smith drops in the trailer to Stepney. Looking to make an impact, sending it on net. It came loose for a split second as Nakagawa fell on top of AJ Finta. Play is stopped. The face-off draw will stay inside Syracuse's zone as Stony Brook making their presence felt early on in the third.
A little bit of a clock error at the start of the period. I don't know if we're going to make the adjustment, but you heard me yelling clock over the microphone. That was me trying to get the attention of the scorekeeper.
Syracuse couldn't locate it there, and we'll get another face-off draw coming very soon at the expense of that offsides. Got a lot of power in your voice, Trevor.
Excuse me, get a recover after screaming, so. Oh, I'll have nothing for tomorrow.
You got a nice refreshment next to you, and so make sure to get some of that in your system. You got a long ways to go in this hockey game. Stony Brook trying to add to the board. Skemeka sending that one down low. Newman able to locate it. Beats it back to the point. Trezera through traffic misses wide. Desaro couldn't pot home the rebound. Put out back in front. Skemeka couldn't pull the trigger either. Trezera gonna send it right back in. Desaro not there to get it first that time. Syracuse back on top of the possession. Cade Cook moving right back in the zone. Cook plowing his way through. Cook can't pull the trigger cleanly as Von Tersch knifes it back in front. Can't get it over to Gaffney. Von Tersch, but another sent in as Cook had trouble regaining the possession. Stony Brook able to punch it forward. Desaro. Pardon me, this is Puccia getting an extra step there against his man as Stony Brook tries to set something up once again in the zone. Syracuse, though, have their number for the time being, stopping Stony Brook and impeding their progress every time they get in the zone. McCormick fires getting a piece of it with the glove, Barnico. As Stony Brook tries to break out the other way. Cormatic back in the zone. Cormatic looking for an option, twists that one down low. Gusevich in the corner, drops it over. Legret finds a screaming drive, connecting off the stick of Valenti. That inadvertently sends Stony Brook back in their own end. Haskins quickly gets by 2. Here comes Jackson Haskins, sending this one wildly around the boards. Leibold touches that one up. Skameka couldn't get a clean touch as Syracuse tries to fight back the other way. Haskins sending it right back in, Legret giving chase. Syracuse trying to create some type of opportunity here as they come in close. Alvers missing wide on that chance. Sam Hutchinson controlling at the top. Now it's Alvers. Back down low, Chesner. Chesner feeds in front, score! That's a 2-goal game in back-to-back games for the captain, Sam Hutchinson. And it's a 1-goal game once again. So by all indication, it's not playing to how we anticipated it would go, Trevor, when it came to this second of 2 games.
Well, it's looking a little bit like the Seawolves have backed off a little bit in terms of the offensive pressure. A little complacency in the defensive zone there, and Syracuse able to take advantage of a little bit of a napping defense there for the Seawolves.
Stony Brook looking to recharge as Syracuse closes the deficit to 1. Trezera located quickly as this one is chopped in deep. Alvers trying to get a hold of it as Stony Brook has trouble alongside the net. Alvers creating pressure for the Syracuse Orange. At the top, Rugg keeping it in the zone, throws it in front, couldn't get a clean shot off, but keeps it in the zone nevertheless. Kowalski chops it over. Trezera looking to zoom out of the zone cleanly as it's pushed up ahead. Kowalski able to keep it under control, finding his man Kozicki missing wide as he tries to target his 2nd goal of the game. Kozicki trying to pawn home another chance, couldn't do it there as Nestepny plays it back down low. Kozicki looking to stuff it in front. Oh, what a stop! Amazing A.J. Finta. Robbery from point-blank range as he lunged out to take that one away from Stony Brook.
Yeah, Finta there with a save of the game for sure, keeping Syracuse within 1. Stony Brook with the absolute dominant offensive shift here, and they're get to run it back here with the same core of tired Syracuse defense out there.
Nick Newman back on the draw. He wins it as this floats over the nets, where Syracuse tries to chop it out of harm's way. Carter Rugg able to connect with Cato. Cato sends it forward. Thomas got a piece of it. That's going to give Valenti chase to recollect, but Emery is right on his tail. Now Nestepny pushing up ahead. Bursting in, Kyle Nestepny. A laser caught by Finta, and the face-off draw will once again reside in Syracuse's zone.
Stony Brook there just seeing the daylight and taking it. And as one of the things we were saying off air was Stony Brook has to pick their head up and see the open ice in front of them and just take the ice. And they did it to great effect there, get a shot on goal. No rebound opportunity, but eventually those will generate some good secondary and tertiary opportunities.
Von Tersch couldn't clear the zone there. However, Syracuse able to get a touch on the possession. Gaffney, and now Cook able to send it ahead out of the zone, but DeZaro keeping it at bay and pushing right back in. Paul DeZaro with a chance. Swallowed up by Finta, and we'll get another face-off inside the orange zone.
Ooh, heads up.
Yes.
Lance Peterson taking a little spill there between the two players. Generates a little bit of a laugh and de-escalates the tension.
Yoli always need a bright spot in these hockey games, especially with how much intensity has taken place this weekend.
Oh yeah, you look at this game so far here. Seawolves already have 30 shots on goal. They've got a pretty sizable advantage in that category.
One back to the point. Seawolves have been excellent when winning these face-off draws in these instances lately, as Smith tries to get it down low, but to no avail as Syracuse moves out the other way. Gargurovich, Max Gargurovich, backhand try, denied by Barnico, as Syracuse attempts to keep it in the zone, which they do. Gargurovich plays it down low, puts it out in front, couldn't connect with an open man. Gargurovich wrestled to the ice there. More battling in the zone as Stony Brook is able to force it out of harm's way. Chesner sends it right back in as Stony Brook tries to fight their way through center. Here they come. Malik gaining the zone with Smith in tow. Smith plays in the trailer to Haskins, and down low coming into the mix. Cormatic, as that chance gets denied. Near perfect keep off the glove of Haskins, and he'll head off to the bench, giving Syracuse a chance to regroup. Angled forward, but the connection couldn't be made cleanly onto the stick of Alvers. However, Stony Brook having trouble clearing the zone. Syracuse keeping the pressure on the Seawolves until Stony Brook
heads up.
cleared it into the bench.
Matvey Kazakov over on the bench there, almost catching one. Seawolves goaltending coach.
If there's one guy you want to have on the bench, it's Matvey Kazakov when a puck is coming your direction.
Although I don't think he's suited up to make that catch tonight.
13:18 to go. Off the draw, Hutchinson nearly let it across as Stony Brook will draw a penalty here and go to the power play for tripping against Syracuse.
And this comes at a vital point here in the game here with 13:09 to go. Stony Brook successful in their last power play attempt here, looking to add another tally to the power play column here.
3 power plays each for both teams today, as Stony Brook will activate their special teams unit once again. The last time they were on the power play, as you alluded to just before, James Kozicki rifled it home for his 5th power play goal of the season. And now with Cato observing from the box, it's Cormatic set to take the draw with plenty of heavy artillery on the ice for the Seawolves to try to stretch the lead back to 2. As Stepney at the top with Nakagawa. Those two each with a goal in this game. Nakagawa.
Stepney wide open at the point.
A lot of room to fire it. Cormatic wristing it wide, and the clear made by Syracuse.
A great keep there by Nakagawa to keep it from going all the way down.
Cormatic and the Seawolves resetting rather quickly as Cormatic gets put to a stop in the corner. Nakagawa there for support. Nakagawa drifting over, feeds it over to DeZaro. DeZaro controlling, far wing feed. Cormatic in front, it pops in the air before DeZaro settles it down as Cole tries to keep him away from executing, and Syracuse gets another big clear.
Good looks there from Seawolves in the first attempt here. Syracuse will get the full change, and Stony Brook will probably try to keep this line going for one more shot here.
Under a minute to go on the power play for the Seawolves. Their 3rd of the game, brought to you by Stony Brook Orthopedic Associates. Nice play there. DeZaro getting a step past one man. Now he tries to find an option. DeZaro looks, fires, blocked in front. Rebound loose in the crease before it gets spiked out of harm's way, but not out of the zone. Kozicki under control of it. Now DeZaro with it. Haskins. Quick puck movement here. Kozicki. Save made by Finta. Nakagawa rattled against the boards. Kozicki back on the possession. Drops it to Nakagawa. Cormatic. Kozicki wide open. Fires!
Oh, Nakagawa in the back door.
It trickled wide of the net. Another chance in front. DeZero score!
No! Off the post and into the crease.
It caught everyone off guard there, including us. Maybe not you, but definitely me.
Referee there, you wait for the point there for the goal call. You jumped the gun on that one. That one went ring right off the post, right through the crease and out of harm's way.
Evidently the Iron robbing DeZero of putting home his second goal of the weekend in practically the same spot he scored last night. As Syracuse able to survive all 3 penalty kills tonight. Here's Thomas with a chance, missing wide on the screaming opportunity.
Well, not all 3. They were Stony Brook did get a power play goal.
That's true, yes.
And that was their 4th, I believe, of the night.
And here is Weebold entangled there as Hutchinson put pressure on him. So Stony Brook 1 for 3 today on the power play. Gaffney pressured by Trezera as he flips it over to the far side. Weebold trying to push it out. Gaffney on the intercept. Point blank range chance denied and cleared away by the Seawolves. Not far enough to reach for an icing as Rugg and Syracuse will start rather quickly once again on the reset.
Parnico with a good job of getting that puck off to the side and out of harm's way.
Stepney in front, and it slides just wide of Finta that time off the stick of Newman. Smith, Malik trying to come up with the steal here as Cook enters the fray once again. Now Malik back on top of the possession, finds Smith in tight, blocked in front, rebound. Surrender to Finta.
You got to look at what Nestepny did there at the point there to keep the puck alive, get the puck back deep, and created that scoring opportunity. The A+ effort here from the Stony Brook defense at the blue line today.
Stony Brook has created a massive gap in shots on goal, 37 to 24, as they try to add to the board and split the weekend with Syracuse here on home ice. Another face-off draw won by Newman. He's had a handful of victories in the dot here today, and that has provided Stony Brook with plenty of chances. Another opportunity that's got a piece of Finta there as the Orange try to break out of the zone. Von Tersch angled it forward, and back comes Syracuse in Stony Brook putting a stop to that. McCormick playing it back down low. Valenti able to locate it. Couldn't connect with a man up ahead as Von Tersch able to find Gargurovich. Gargurovich pressured by Nestechny, pinned up against the boards. McCormick there for support. Syracuse keeping it in the zone. One-timer fanned on by Chesner. And Cormatic able to push it out of harm's way. Syracuse, though, right back on the attack. Pad save, Barnico. As Stepney looking to escape. Pirouette maneuver. Syracuse staying on him. As Stony Brook able to keep it out of harm's way for the time being. This one gets touched up, but not for icing. Pressure still on the shoulders of Stony Brook as this is going to be knocked out of play from Syracuse.
Deflection there, so we'll bring it back into the Seawolves zone there. Hit one of the return pipes up in the rafters. That'll flop down right in front of the stands. Creating a bit of a scramble for Seawolves fans trying to get their own free merchandise tonight.
7:42 remaining here in regulation. Ryan Thomas on the draw here. One back by the Seawolves, Kozicki. And Kozicki able to find Nakagawa, who was looking to stretch it forward, able to do just that. Smith couldn't get the extra step as Thomas and the Orange work right back in. Brock Albers having trouble getting past Haskins. Able to set it back to the point. Chesner floats it in front, misses wide as Hutchinson tries to get a touch on that to no avail. Back the other way. Haskins, defense to offense. Smith couldn't connect in the trailer with Kozicki. A stick on that was provided by Hutchinson to negate the opportunity. However, Stony Brook coming right back in front. Nakagawa nearly squeezed that one home. Finta closed the door as that goes out of play.
Pucks are flying here at the rinks.
They certainly are. That's why you got the sign right in front of you. But back to the Stony Brook opportunity, Trevor. They came very close in that try right there.
Absolutely, and for the Seawolves there, they just got the idea that you just keep pushing and good things will come has never been more true for them today. And for them tonight to close this one out, it's going to be all about just keeping the pedal down and keeping the Orange in their zone.
Right now the Orange are in Stony Brook zone. But Stony Brook, however, putting a stop to them for Syracuse gives it right back. Valenti couldn't clear it out that time. Now Stony Brook has some room to escape up ahead, or so I thought. No icing here as Cato will start from the back end. Rugg on the ice with Cato. Those two, a dangerous duo in front. Stony Brook almost getting another chance in the scramble, another opportunity. That got deflected off a body in front. I believe Gaffney with the leg there. Stony Brook still fighting hard down low. It's played back to the point. Trezera controlling. Fadeaway chance wouldn't go. This one gets knifed to the near wall. Cole pressured there. Stony Brook can't keep it alive. Cole throws the body. Trezera with space. Floats it forward. No one in sight to receive it except Syracuse, who sends it right back in. 5.5 remaining. Nestepny. Kyle Nestepny. 1 goal under his belt today. Nice kick and play there that time by Malik. Christian Malik can't pull the trigger. Held off that time by Skolnick. Nestepny waiting in the shadows, feeding it across. Haskins floats it into the corner. Kozicki not there in time to receive it, but gets it back anyway on the human error by Von Tersch. Kozicki driving hard to that, couldn't stop it home. Syracuse looking to break out through center. It's floated in deep. Garkurovich ailing, running out of gas there. You can tell he is looking to get off the ice. But Syracuse remains hungry for a goal. That one will not do for the Orange as it takes them all the way back to their own end.
Clock quickly becoming an enemy here of the Orange. Here we're down to 4.5 to go in the third period.
Albers, give away, Gustafich in tight.
Gustafich with an absolute beauty of a pick there.
Stepney throwing it right back in. The pressure setting more and more on Syracuse as time continues to wind down here in regulation. Trezera. Cormatic. Backhander denied. Rebound Puccia. 2 denials in front by Finta as Syracuse tries to escape the other way. Stony Brook, however, with other plans. Thomas angles it out. Couldn't connect with Albers as Trezera and the Seawolves continue to control the narrative. It's sent in deep once again by Skemeka. Another line change ensues for Stony Brook. Over 3 to go here in regulation. Another potential giveaway, but Syracuse able to maintain its big hit thrown. No icing here. Valenti back to recollect. Nick Newman trying to offer the same aggressive energy against Syracuse. Gaffney punching it in. Bernico
Comes out and makes a heroic save there.
Rugg controlling, firing, missing wide. Rebound, score! Cato! And we're tied again.
Yeah, that was Stony Brook unable to clear the puck out of the zone there, and tired legs led to Syracuse having just as many shots and opportunities at that as they needed to get the job done.
Carter Rugg once again clutch in the third period. He picks up another assist in such an important time. 3-3 as Sean Caddo blasts it home. And we're at an even playing field once again.
Syracuse finally coming alive here in the third period.
Up ahead, Smith having trouble banking it out of harm's way. Heavy checks being thrown still as Kozicki sent that one in deep. Cooper Smith giving chase. Syracuse trying to break out the other way. They have a lot of men going in. Barnico made the save, and we'll have a face-off draw once again residing in Stony Brook zone.
Stony Brook here, they got 2 minutes and 9 seconds here to go in this third period. They got an opportunity to close it out here in regulation. It would be very important, good for them for all things considered for the weekend. Try to get it out of here without yielding any points here to Syracuse, but Syracuse has been playing a very good second half of this period.
This one sent out and pushed forward by Smith with Cormanic in tow. Sean Caddo, who has 2 goals on the year now, back on the ice. Thomas on the pickpocket play, doing his part at keeping the Seawolves in their zone. Stony Brook trying to create some type of opportunity. It doesn't happen there. Icing, and not a well icing placed by the Seawolves. So we get some chattering amongst Dylan Kowalski and Brian Thomas.
Yeah, Stony Brook still has their timeout here, so if they do need to make a change, they can. So keeping an eye on the bench here to see if that ends up being the case. Coaching staff seems happy.
Dangerous in these moments, as this is pushed out by the Seawolves once again and sent right back in their direction. Haskins, more time running out here in regulation. A potential overtime on the horizon. Hutchinson looking to get an extra step here as Kowalski plays his position. Chesner with the keep. And cleared out by the Seawolves. Skameka giving chase. Can he find an extra gear to switch into? 50 seconds to go. As Stepney coughs it up in front, and it stopped. May have gotten a piece there of the shoulder of Barnico.
The important part is it stayed out of the net here, and the Seawolves here again are trying to survive to overtime.
Alex Skameka, will he play hero again? It's floated on goal, nearly popped loose there, as we'll have a face-off draw taking place in Syracuse's zone.
Those are the kind of opportunities you get the low percentage shot there from that side. You try to get a floater to the net there, try to create a little havoc. You never know what happens. Goalie mishandles the puck. You get a rebound, pop it in, or you dangle around him, or do something to otherwise get the puck in the net. And Stony Brook has found success when they can get into that low slot, but Syracuse has done a good job of keeping them out for the most part.
Kozicki on this very important face-off draw, but before that, we're going to get a timeout here called by Syracuse.
And Syracuse here looking to draw something up here. Maybe just look at the coverage. I think Stony Brook is going to pull the board out here and try to draw something up here. 30 seconds left, well, a little under 30 seconds left to go in the period. You want to try to get a set play off here in the offensive zone. Try to find something that maybe find a look that you haven't been getting the entire game. Stony Brook's been successful on the faceoffs this period and throughout the game, so wouldn't surprise me if they try to take advantage of that and make something happen here.
Definitely not the game that we anticipated when it came to the history between these two teams in game twos.
Yeah, we expected a little bit more of a Stony Brook lean today, but Syracuse came to play today. They're on the outside looking in on the national tournament. Very few games remaining in the season, and this kind of weekend for them could be a make or break.
Nick Newman elected to take the face-off draw here. He's been successful at winning those today, as we'll get another whistle. And
icing is the call here.
indeed it was.
I don't know if they're going to call this back. We're going to go to center ice. The protest is successful. We're going to center ice.
Rare face-off draw in the neutral zone with 20 seconds remaining in the third period.
Stony Brook coaching staff and bench visibly upset by the turn of events here, but
One back by the Seawolves. Haskins floats it up ahead. Nakagawa knifed it in deep. Cormanic giving chase. Giveaway in front. Kozicki couldn't pull the trigger that time. Back the other way. Syracuse looking to exact one last chance, but icing is called.
I don't think this one is. I don't think this one's coming back to center ice.
Not at all. Not what Syracuse intended to do that time, and this gives Stony Brook a very big opportunity to strike when it means most. 5.3 to go. Kyle Nestepny on the ice. It's punched into the corner, and time runs out. We go to overtime for the second day in a row, and for the fourth straight time on home ice these last few weeks.
Indeed. We're going to take a quick break here while the teams get ready for overtime. We'll be back in about 2 minutes here with the overtime period here at Stony Brook Hockey.
At Stony Brook Medicine, our gastroenterologists perform a groundbreaking procedure that restores the ability to eat, so Kevin can enjoy dining out again. Our kidney transplant team has one of the fastest transplant rates in the nation, so Pat can spend time doing what she loves. Our skilled surgeons perform robotic-assisted surgery for colon cancer, so Chris can get back to reeling them in sooner. Leading the way to make your life stronger, we are Stony Brook Medicine. All we do is all for you.
Both teams.
And welcome back here to the Rinks and Hop Hog here. Just a few seconds away here for the start of overtime here for the second time in a row this weekend, and for the fourth time in 4 home games.
Stony Brook looking to redeem themselves from last night's results. And as you said right now, 4 straight overtimes on home ice, looking to pick up their 3rd win in that department.
Indeed. Last night, the overtime period was very much dominated by Syracuse. It was from the face-off to the final to the goal. It was all Syracuse in the Seawolves zone with not much action going down against the netminder AJ Finta. Pinto looks to close out this weekend here with the sweep here. Barnaco here hoping to keep the Seawolves on top. And if 5 minutes isn't enough, we'll of course head to the shootout.
The air raid siren sounds. And the intensity is at an all-time high once again. Overtime hockey underway here at the rinks. Stony Brook. Miss Stepney controlling it. Miss Stepney working. Miss Stepney delaying. Cormanic now. Here is Skemeka. Cormanic. Who will be the hero today? Miss Stepney picked up a goal back in the second. Cormanic keeps it under control with a dangle. Couldn't get it over to Skemeka in time, and it allows Syracuse to regain the possession. Sam Hutchinson, observant, as he looks for someone open, found Gaffney, but Gaffney couldn't make his way through center. Now Legret has to race back to grab it. Nate Legret putting on the brakes before sending it over to Kozicki. James Kozicki looking to switch it into another gear. James Kozicki can't belt his way through the defense that time. Carter Rugg taking over here. Rugg putting on the brakes, creating separation. Carter Rugg looking to bust ahead, but Haskins is doing everything he possibly can to slow down his momentum. And it's sent on over where Thomas will have to jump on the possession. Ryan Thomas stumbling, trying to get a shot off. No penalty called. We stayed 3 aside as Nate Legret tries to escape from the clutches of Gaffney, which he does, but couldn't get by Thomas. Kozicki nearly putting himself in a perfect position, but at the time it's Haskins cautiously looking for someone here to set things up once again, and here they come. DeZaro streaking back in the zone. Paul DeZaro tried to dance his way to the chance there to no avail. DeZaro fighting away at it on the side of the net as Stony Brook keeps it in the zone. DeZaro pulls the trigger, but it goes wide. And now Kowalski will reset once again.
Much better overtime period for the Seawolves this time around.
DeZaro looking, found his man Cormanic, who makes a connection to Kowalski. Dylan Kowalski entering the zone. Kowalski smushed up against the boards. Syracuse with the possession again. Under 2 to go here in overtime. Hutchinson banks it forward. A possible chance here for the Orange! Syracuse wins again. Connor Chesner pokes home the game winner.
And that's what it is. That's sometimes all it takes is a hard play to the net there. And you can just see the total dejection here from the Seawolves there after a pretty good effort there in the overtime period. It all comes down to one breakdown. And Syracuse is going to escape Long Island with 2 wins in overtime.
The Seawolves, back-to-back losses in sudden death, both
And
in
those
unfortunate
hurt.
fashion, yeah. Just when it seemed like things were going right for them, up 3-1, Syracuse fought their way back, setting the tempo for the rest of the game, and they backed it up with a big goal provided by no other than Connor Chesner. As for us, we wrap things up, but we will be back for one last broadcast next weekend when Stony Brook and Drexel reunites for one last home game this season. But for now, Mike Calandra, Trevor Magnani, Jacob Koch saying so long, good nights. Seawolves leaving the ice dejected, but saluting their fans. And we thank you for watching.